This is part 2 of the video that I was just making. Alright, so um, so the next steps would be evaluate chosen course of action. My chosen course of action will be to tell the receptionist the rules about confidentiality while assuring each client that what is shared in counseling will not be shared with anyone else, while keeping documentation of everything that occurs. It shows justice because each of the clients are treated equally. It shows that if this was seen by the public, that I was able to take the right steps to rectify the situation. It is universally seen as good because the client's confidentiality is kept safe within the counseling sessions. Um, Other ways to evaluate the chosen course of action. In an article, I found one reason to breach confidentiality would be if you were telling someone else about a disease someone had. But in this case, there was no need to breach confidentiality because we weren't dealing with that type of situation. There is an appropriate way to disclose information to family members, and what the receptionist did was not the correct way. There needs to be an organizational way to go against data being breached. There needs to be a protective actions of trainees and counselors. So just anyone that's in the office and also the counselors. Implement selected course of action. The first step in this plan would have the receptionist have a written out explanation of the confidentiality that they are supposed to abide by. Next, I would have a session with each of the clients individually. Um, in each of the sessions, I would assure each of them that everything that is said in the counseling session will not be repeated. I may also need to consult the wife since she seemed upset. I will document each step so that in the course that the client does decide to sue, I have evidence that I try to rectify the situation. All right, and so I'm going to look a little bit more deep at that video. So the first thing that happened in that video, so the husband, the crazy thing when I think about it is that the husband came in there, told the receptionist, "Can you relay this message?" And the fact that I don't understand in the video, which is interesting and kind of just a deeper way of looking at it, I don't know how the husband knew that the wife was also in that same counseling facility, and it was a client. So that's one thing to think about when we're looking at the situation. How did he know that? Um, Also, when I think about the wife and I think about her reaction and I think about what happened, um, she, when I think about it, she was very troubled in hearing this information. Fact being, she was troubled because she started mentioning other things. She started mentioning, like the husband, he said, "Hey, can you pick the kids up from the airport?" So it was just like a simple, it sounded like a simple, like, ask from the receptionist to tell her. But in fact, it was delving into something deeper. So you think about the wife. So the wife, she was upset because they were in some kind of marital, they're having marital trouble, and it sounded like they were on the brink of divorce. And what she said is, "Hey, I'm already not seen as like dependable enough to pick up the kids, and the fact that he said this, maybe he doesn't trust me and stuff like that." Like, so it just kind of got in this deeper kind of like implications of what was actually going on. And then on top of that, the fact that he knew that she was in counseling also um kind of raised the raised the implications of this. So the fact that she's in counseling, she's probably thinking like, "Oh, he thinks I'm incompetent because I go to counseling." So um so it just kind of got a deeper um, view than just, "Hey, pick up the kids," but it got into a way deeper kind of thing when talking about this. So Yeah. Well, thank you for watching. This is part two of the ethical decision making. Um, yeah, well, thank you.